Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 5th. We're just going to jump right in here, Taurus, and we are going to take a look at your just general energies in this first row. You have this Imam Quayle card, and it says Root on it. Your IC is basically the bottom of your chart in astrology, and what I would say here is that it doesn't really surprise me. Every single person has had the tower again in there. I'm pretty sure most people have had it in this first position as well. So a lot of us could be very focused on kind of like matters of the foundation or building very solid foundations in our life. And this makes perfect sense to me because of Uranus in Taurus. As I always say, Uranus in Taurus wants true freedom. Uranus in Taurus wants true security and also wants us to be focusing maybe on things that are a little bit more long term as far in all areas of our life, but also definitely in finances and also definitely in anything that we're building, relationships, businesses, whatever, doesn't matter. And we definitely see that here. So I feel like a lot of you could be working on kind of more foundational things this week, like the beginnings of something, and you could be working on building the foundation, especially if you've had some sort of tower moment. Again, you have the tower, the Eight of Wands, and the moon. Like I said, wouldn't surprise me. I mean, like I've been saying for 2 years now, we're gonna have a lot of tower moments in the world over the next 10 years or so, until at least 2033, if not longer. And these aren't bad things. These are good things. The tower happens for a good reason. The tower happens because we've been ignoring reality for too long. So I feel for most of the, quote unquote tower moments, it's bringing everyone back to reality. We're collectively waking up here. This is not necessarily a bad thing, right? There might be some shocking things that happen, but again, most things are going to be like I always say, world leaders stepping down, crypto collapses, just happened because of that, kid in the Bahamas or whatever. So, we're going to see a lot of that stuff. And that's why I also encourage people to think more long-term and also think about things that could lead to stability, right? Not just investing all your money in some crypto coin that has a dog in it, right? That you think is going to, make you a billionaire. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but what I am saying is I wouldn't be going crazy on these things, investing, selling your house and investing in crypto, for example, right? These are crazy ideas during this time. It's much better to kind of think longer term and think how can I build a business so I can have more money, so I can invest more in crypto. That's how I think, and that's how I think the universe wants us to think right now, especially with Uranus and Taurus. And also you have a lot of cards of education here, and what I would say is, again, blindly buying into something right now. It could be anything, a business, crypto, some sort of stock that your uncle recommends you, stuff like that, just blindly buying into things. I'm telling you right now, the quickest way to get spanked by Uranus and Taurus is to do that, right? Uranus and Taurus wants us to look into things. So again, anything that you're investing your energy into, what I was saying here with the Eight of Wands is, and also that tower, if you do your research, you'll be fine as long as you research very heavily and you know what you're getting into. It doesn't matter what it is, right? But if you just blindly go into things, you're going to have a hard time. This Eight of Wands has to do with momentum for you, Taurus, and I feel that you are building a lot of momentum in your life, which is a good thing. You have the moon. This is your first card here that I would say really has a lot to do with educating yourself, because the moon is a mystery. I love the moon personally. I know that a lot of people read it as fears, illusions, fantasies. It definitely represents those things, but you might have a big freaking dream. And, if I were to do say a personal reading for you, if you tell me, hey, how's this big dream going to go? And you get the moon, I would say you need to go on this journey and you need to bring it down to earth. The moon to me just represents not knowing how you're going to get to the mountains that are in the background of the moon card. Mountains in the tarot represent achievements. So you might want to become the next Dogecoin billionaire. I don't recommend it, or actually I do if you become a billionaire. But what I would say is that you can't just do it blindly. And I really feel that this first part of your reading here, Taurus, is saying don't enter into any situation. I'm joking about crypto, obviously, but this could be in a relation. This could be a relationship with a person. This could be a business you want to start, or a new job that you want to get. This first row is screaming, figure out the foundation. Look, with the tower, you have the devil. I'm telling you right here, I wouldn't really call this a warning reading, but what I would say is it's saying that anything that are getting very excited about, be excited about it, right? Feel excited, but I would also do your research and make sure the foundation exists. This reading is screaming out to me that you need to do that. I do also feel that some of you in the recent past, last couple years, could have gotten out of a toxic situation with a person. I feel like this person was very busy and very, I get a very anxious energy from this person just in general. So if you recently got out of something, could have been like a twin flame or whatever you want to call it. And, I feel like you're heading towards something new. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Lovers. I feel if you want love, there is new love communication here. Really good. I feel it's good, but I do feel with the Moon card and the High Priestess, I feel there needs to be a realistic energy brought into the situation. I keep telling people with Neptune and Pisces, especially, it's like Neptune and Pisces is good, but, if we're in something like long distance, for example, or if we're in something where maybe we're dealing with a person who's like super busy, maybe we don't get to spend as much time with them as we want. It's like the fantasy, we can get kind of trapped in that fantasy and instead of like actually the reality. So I would make sure that you're getting, you're creating more reality here. And people always say, how do I do that? Well, it's like if it's something long distance, then you need to like set a date of when you're going to meet this person if you haven't met them, because you can just go round and round, like just talking to them and being in the fantasy with Neptune and Pisces. So I would be careful of that. And same thing with like if you're in a relationship with like a person who's making promises, make sure they're backing those promises up. But definitely could be new love coming in for you here, and it could be I'm kind of getting fire energy here as well. With the Moon, you have the Five of Cups. couldn't even hold on to it there, Taurus. So I feel that this could be past disappointments that you are letting go of, and I feel this is a good thing. I would also say that, like, again, there is like a smack of reality here, right? It's like I think that, it's like I come from the marketing world. I had a marketing agency for many years, and it's like telling people that they're not going to get rich quick, for example, is not sexy, right? It doesn't sell anything. But I think, like if I'm being honest, which I do on this channel, then I would say I lie on all my other channels, right? Just that's a joke, Taurus. I'm sure somebody's going to clip that. But what I would say here is that, I feel we need to kind of get rich slow, even though it actually won't be slow because we'll be building momentum. It'll get faster and faster and faster, especially for those of you that are like building a business, that are working on a project or whatever, focusing on all that foundational stuff. It might not be sexy, but again, I encourage people to do it because it's actually what works right now, instead of like thinking like, oh, I'm going to go start some like get rich quick scheme and be a billionaire, which probably isn't going to happen. Next, in the area of what you don't see coming, you have this Inner Peace card. I feel like you're finding a lot of peace at this time, and I also feel like something is setting you free. You have the Four Wands. As I always say to you, Taurus, that Four Wands energy, it always comes up for you because Uranus and Taurus. I mean, Uranus and Taurus for everyone, I believe personally has a lot to do with freedom, but it's in your sign. So for you, having it in your sign, it's even more. You probably will have a very strong, I think you will have many moments until the end of 2025 when Uranus officially leaves Taurus. But even after that, you'll probably still be feeling it. Many moments of like wanting to create more freedom, or maybe you could be getting into situations and being like, I feel stuck here, or I feel trapped by X, Y, and Z. And your trick there is to find a solution, right? That's what I would be doing if I were a Taurus. I would be saying like, where do I feel trapped, and like, what's the solution? There are like certain things in life where we will always feel trapped that we have to do, like certain responsibilities. But again, I feel like kind of what's a little bit surprising here is like how quickly you will be able to find solutions. You have the Four Wands, the High Priestess, and the King of Cups. Could also be a water sign coming in for you. I'm pretty sure you've had a water sign showing up. You have Pisces here, but it could be any water sign with the King of Cups, obviously, and the Four Wands. So if you want love, could be a water sign person. I feel like it's someone who is very adventurous. Again, the King of Cups, it's kind of weird because it's the King of Cups all of a sudden has been basically coming up for everyone. It's actually been, everybody's been getting the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And I really feel it's not talking about like water or earth. I think it's more talking about the archetype of the person that we all maybe find attractive right now. And again, it doesn't matter if you're into men, women, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is general reading, but what I would say here is I think we all want someone who has like, expresses their emotions like on the positive side of the King of Cups. The other positive side of the King of Cups when he's positive is, he doesn't like worry about things that are necessarily going on in the world. He really controls his own world when he is very positive. The sky could be falling and he would be perfectly fine on the highest vibrational version of him because he's like totally in control of his emotions. He controls how he feels no matter what's going on around him. And, I think during times like this, like we have right now, that can be a very attractive trait, right? You also have the High Priestess. I feel for whatever reason that, again, this is asking you to educate yourself about things that you don't know. And this could be anything. For a lot of you, I do feel this is more talking about finances. That's what I feel intuitively. And again, it's coming up in the area of the unexpected because literally I think that there are just things you don't know. And this has to do with like work or business. So is it really unexpected? I think in the literal sense of the word, it's like something you just don't know, and which is kind of unexpected. But I feel that there could be like unexpected things that you find out that just kind of help your business along or help you build momentum, like all that other stuff. That's what I would be focusing on here with the High Priestess. You also have the Four Wands. Four Wands, of course, a card of marriage. Again, I do feel like some of you could be meeting someone quite unexpectedly that you end up marrying in the future. Obviously, maybe you're not getting married right now, but I feel in the future you could be getting married to someone. I also feel that it is kind of interesting, actually, because I'm getting something else that it's like it is a reunion. So I don't think this is a person from the past, but I feel maybe it's a person that you know from the past. I don't think you ever dated this person, but maybe it's like a person you went to school with. There's like a million things. Maybe you just bumped into him one time. Maybe it's a person you've seen before, but it's definitely someone, like I kind of get that reunion type feeling here. For others, again, I feel that you're just more focusing on like creating freedom in any way that you possibly can. And again, knowledge is freedom. So for you, I would be learn it as much as you can. I really see you have the Ten of Swords next. I'll just tell you where I'm seeing it. You have the Ten of Swords next, which I'm just seeing as like knowledge gaps that are preventing you from moving forward. With the Four Wands, you have the Three of Swords. Some of you, I feel, have been hurt in the past. Devil, Tower, and at the beginning of your reading. And I feel like you've said to yourself like, oh, I'm never going to find someone. But again, I feel once you release this past person, then, I feel like you'll find love pretty quickly. For others, I do feel like you need to kind of like forgive yourself. With the High Priestess, look at this. You have the Queen of Cups. You have the King and Queen of Cups. Definitely could be divine counterparts showing up here if you want love. As I always say to you, I would also be kind of like following your heart at this time, which I feel like I say to you every single reading. With the King of Cups, you have the Judgment card. How crazy is that? I said reunion, and Judgment could be like someone from the past, right? I definitely don't feel this is an ex coming back for you, but I do feel it is a person that either you already know or you've definitely dealt with this person, like maybe you were friends in the past, you went to school together, all those things are popping into my head. I also feel that some of you are kind of like waking up to your true purpose, but I'm not gonna, I kind of feel like there's work to be done here. On your purpose, just going across this bottom row here, you have the Moon, which I kind of saw in your reading as like some sort of big goal, like something that you really want to do. You have the the King of Cups with the Judgment card, which is like your purpose. But the Ace of Pentacles is something that you need to kind of take care of and nurture into existence, which again, to me, that's also part of Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus wants us to build something of quality, something that looks really good, something, that can lead to a lot of success or whatever. So I feel a lot of you are kind of like working on something. Next, we are going to see what is coming towards you. You have this Blessed card, which literally I feel there are blessings coming in for you here, Taurus. But these are blessings. It's almost like you're mining for gold, which I use that analogy a lot nowadays because I think there's a lot of dirt, and there's an old gold miner saying, which is you have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold, right? So I feel for a lot of you that there's a lot of dirt. There's a lot of trash that you have to kind of move out of the way to get the things that you truly desire in life. But I feel like once you do that, you're going to find a lot more success. You have the Ten of Swords, Fool, and the Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, I do feel this Fool is saying that you could be taking a risk, a leap of faith towards a person. So maybe you were like not exactly looking for love, or maybe you don't necessarily need love right now, but I kind of feel like a person could be approaching you or appearing in your life, and I feel you're kind of just going for it. You're taking I feel like you're kind of just taking a leap of faith here, which is great. I feel this is gonna, if you do that, I feel like you will be very happy. I also feel that this Ten of Swords again is just knowledge gaps, The Ten of Swords, this one is very interesting. This is the Tarot of the Mystical Moments, by the way, and you can see all these needles that are pointing to her head here, And I kind of feel that there are just some, it's like you might bump up against these obstacles. And again, for those of you that are like working on projects or businesses or even trying to get like going in your career, like I feel like maybe you look at the, competition, not really competition, but like maybe you just look at people who are doing what you want to do. And I feel like you're saying like, wow, I have a lot to learn. I'm never going to be able to do this, but I don't think that's true at all. And, I'm living proof. I'm not trying to brag here, but as I say, I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, and it takes me like, I have to read books like 20 times to just absorb the information, right? And all that other stuff. So, and I've been able to grow this channel like crazy and do like other things in my life like crazy. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's the whole point of me saying that. And, trust me, I've been there where like I see like this huge gap that I have to cross. What I would encourage you to do is just learn, just start collecting information and just like work on one thing at a time. I always tell people, again, if you need an example, look at this channel. I literally, all I did to grow this channel like crazy, I was stuck at 40,000 or like 30 something thousand for, I don't know, 2 years. I wasn't growing and everybody was outgrowing me. And all I did was I just started focusing on one thing every single video. That's all I did. And it was slow and, well, actually it happened very quickly. But again, perfect Uranus and Taurus example because it started slow, but then it took off. It started moving very quickly because I was nurturing something. Right here, Ace of Pentacles. Like literally, that is what an Ace of Pentacles opportunity is. It's something that maybe it starts off a little slow, but like once you get it going, you're going to be very successful. So I feel there could be like an opportunity coming in for you. I do feel like it could be like a surprise opportunity. And we see this here, even with the Tower, most people consider a bad card. I don't, it's part of the Fool's journey. I don't consider tarot to be good or bad. To me, it's loose advice at best, number one. Number two, it's just part of the journey. We all have to experience the Tower many times in life. But what I would say here is it can just be a surprise. And I do feel there could be like a surprise opportunity kind of coming in for you. Let's look into this with the Ten of Swords. You have the Empress. Glow up. This is another card that kind of represents the garden. She's got the wheat growing in front of her. So I feel you could be growing things very quickly in life. But, I would get moving. And I also would say that education is going to be beneficial to you with the Empress. I also feel you're very attractive at this time. So get out there. Definitely blessings coming in for you. With the Fool, you have the Fool. Basically, this is just the universe saying I meant what I said. It's basically saying it's time for you to take some sort of risk, some sort of leap of faith. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles. I feel that some of you, it's like you're kind of leaving something behind, but I feel what you're leaving behind is beliefs, and you're just moving towards Ace of Pentacles, better beliefs. At the end here for messages from your future self, I actually didn't want to pull one of these cards, but I did. You have this Privileged Lady card, so it kind of reminds me of Empress energy. I feel like you're having your glow up. You have this Recognition card. It says you will be recognized, and the rewards, some of these cards, I love this deck, but some of them are not, I feel like they're not worded correctly. It says you will get the recognition and the rewards you deserve, but I don't know, it was weird. But anyway, I feel there's like recognition or rewards coming in for you clearly with this energy based off of like what you're doing. You have the Four of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Three of Cups here. I do feel that some of you need to kind of like motivate yourself with this energy. That's kind of what your future self is saying to me on this Four of Cups. Like some of you, it's like you might not immediately get the results you desire, but I kind of feel this energy of really needing to motivate yourself, really needing to say like, okay, I'm going to work on, this one thing today, especially for those of you that are working on projects. I feel like you need to say to yourself, okay, like I'm going to focus on this like one aspect of the project today. If you do that every day, before you know it, I feel like you're going to be like a master. You're going to be building, and you're going to be building so much momentum. It's not even funny. Like I keep saying to people as well, we had Saturn in Capricorn in 2017. Just because Saturn is not in Capricorn anymore does not mean we're not dealing with that energy. Again, when a planet is in a sign, it leaves. We have to wait until it comes back around. And when it comes back around, Saturn in Capricorn is going to be like, did you actually like learn? So Saturn is going to check up on you that you actually did what it wants you to do, which is to, become more efficient. That's like one thing. There's a lot of going on with Saturn and Capricorn energy, I believe, that we all kind of need to work with. But the other thing I would say is building momentum. There are like certain things that we do that I think can lead to momentum in like business and our love life, pretty much everything. And it's like you have to discover what those things are. But if you do, you're going to be very successful. You have the Ten of Wands here. I feel like there are too many things that, probably are responsibilities that don't belong to you. I would look at all your what I'm getting here is that your future self is saying to me, I would look at all your responsibilities and say, Like, what responsibilities are mine? And, like, what things do I have to accept in my life and what things do I not? Like, what things are, you know, belong to someone else? And I would, like, get rid of the things that don't belong to you. You have the Three of Cups here. Three of Cups is a celebration, happiness, card of community as well. I feel like your future self is saying, like, great time to socialize and spend time with people who matter to you. Let's see. With the Four of Cups, you have the Four of Cups. Yes, needing to let go of past disappointments for sure. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Emperor. Love it. You have the Emperor and the Empress, divine counterparts for sure. See, I feel like that's the other thing as well. Like, if a person is entering into your life here, they make your life easier, not harder. And maybe that's what you're used to. I think that some of you, maybe you're used to having a person in your life who complicates your life. This person does not. This Emperor person or Empress, take it how it resonates. I feel like it's someone who kind of like is able to carry their own weight. They're able to carry their own Ten of Wands. They don't need your help to do that. So it's like a person who doesn't need to be saved, you know? Much better energy for sure. If you don't want love, that's fine too. I love when these two come up together because it's like your energy. You're becoming more fully integrated. With the Three of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups, something to do with family. Some of you, could be spending more time with family. You could be, just enjoying family for some of you. For others, I feel like you could be building a family with a person, which is great. But Ten of Cups is definitely, like, I feel like it's tied to that blessed card. I feel there are blessings coming in for you. And Ten of Cups is my card of, like, fortune after difficulty. So, I feel like there are some improvements coming in after a difficult period of time. And definitely love if you want it. Even if you want love or you don't want love, doesn't matter. I feel this reading is talking about you doing something that's more heart-based, which, like, your last, like, 4 readings have really been talking about that. So let's see here. We're going to pull 3 cards here. I'm going to answer one question. If you have a question, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm just going to put all 3 cards together at the end like a Personalish reading, but these are the 3 cards. Feel free to pause the reading now because I'm going to read these cards right now. You have the King of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Hermit. Number 1, yes to any question that you have, if you have a yes-no question. Number 2, I feel like someone is coming out of the darkness here. Like, this is a Knight in Shining Armor, obviously Knight of Cups, that could be coming in for you. Could be a fire sign here, Taurus. But the interesting thing is I feel like all of you, that want love, it's like you could be attracting a person who's coming out of darkness. Those are literally the words that are popping into my head. You could be attracting a person who is finally healed from a breakup, or maybe they've just been, working on things behind the scenes. And I feel that's kind of almost like a sign or a symbol. That's something that you can say like, oh, this is the person that Chris was talking about. Is like, I think they will be emerging from something. It's almost like maybe they've recently gone through a transition. Maybe they've recently changed jobs, or, it's like they've come out of something is what I'm getting here. For others, you can see that Knight of Cups is holding on to a heart, and you have the King of Wands there. So King of Wands says, move boldly towards that heart. And the Hermit says, you have learned everything you need to learn. Although I still feel like knowledge could be very beneficial to you. Something that I've been working on for the past few years is curating knowledge. I'm actually going to do a video on it eventually. I've been meaning to do a video on it. But it's basically where you, curating knowledge is, when you read a book, it's like, what's the most important part of the book? And, can you put that somewhere? Like in a note-taking system or something like that. I'm terrible at taking notes. I don't even remember half the time, but it's like something I've been really trying to work on. And it's kind of like helped my workflow, helped my life, being able to access knowledge and not have to remember it in my brain that I hit when I was 10 years old. Anyway, so there you go, Taurus. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.